guys, welcome back to another math lesson. Still working on lesson 32, but this is session 4, so it's the last day of this lesson, and I am on page 711. So first thing, we got to do the example problem because they did not solve it for us yet. So we are just adding and subtracting with angles. So this day is combining both. I think one day was just adding, the next day was just subtracting, so now we have to decide which one we need to do for each problem. So for the example, I think that name is Hala. Hala turns a jar lid 60 degrees, then she turns it 225 more degrees. How many more degrees does Hala need to turn the lid to make one full turn? So they did an equation, or not an equation, a picture for us. So this is where she started. Here's the jar lid, like looking down on it. She turned it 60 degrees, and then she did 225 more degrees. So to go all the way back to the beginning, what's this angle? Okay. So first they added all three amounts really. 60 plus 225 plus this little question mark, unknown, is going to equal 360 because all the way around one circle is always 360 degrees, okay? So they added that for us, and they got 285. So the 60 plus the 225 is 285. And then we have to add that to whatever this is to get the 360. But to find an unknown amount in the middle right there, we can do the 360 minus 285 will give us that amount. Okay, so over here on the side, I'm doing 360 minus 285, because one whole circle is 360 minus what they already gave us is going to be what's left right here, this unknown. All right, so I can't do 0 minus 5. I need to regroup. That becomes 50 and 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. I can't do 5 minus 8. I need to regroup again. And then that becomes 15. 15 minus 8 is 7. And 2 minus 2 is 0. So what's left, that little piece she still has to turn, is 75 degrees. Done. All right, number 1. Okay, still on the page, sorry. Okay, number 1, when the hands of a clock are on 12 and 4, they form a 120 degree angle. What angle is formed if the hands are on 4 and 6? Show your work. Okay, so clock. I'm gonna draw a picture. 12 would be up here. 1, 2, 3, 4 would be right here. Okay, so they're saying that's 120 degrees. And then they form a 120 degree angle. What angle is formed if the hands are on 4 and 6? Oh, I see. Okay, so, and then 6 would be straight down, right? So 6 is here. So what angle would this be? Sorry, my picture is so small and on the side. Okay. So the reason they did that is because a straight line up and down from 12 to 6, I know is 180 degrees. So to figure out this 180, well, I know that's 180, but to figure out this piece between the 4 and the 6, I would take 180 degrees, because that's the half circle, minus the 120, and that'll give me this piece. So 180 degrees minus 120 degrees equals 60 degrees. Okay, because straight up and down is 180. Subtract the part that you know, and that's going to give you your unknown. 60 degrees. Star, star. Next page. Okay, number 2. I think I can zoom in a little bit. Okay, number 2. Tyra's front door has a half circle window. What is the measure of the angle of the center piece of glass? Show your work. So here's the window. We don't know this piece. That's what we want to find out. But we know this little section is 15 degrees and this section is 30 degrees. Same thing over here, 30 and 15. So I could figure out what those are, what we know, and then I could subtract it because the whole circle, or the whole half circle, I guess, from here to here, since it's half a circle, is going to be 180 degrees. Okay, so a full circle is 360, half a circle is 180. We just have to remember those. Oh, sometimes you don't have to remember them because this nice lady will tell you, but you should know that. Okay, so 180 minus this, minus this, minus this, minus this will give us that centerpiece, okay? So I'm gonna make it a little simpler. I'm gonna just combine some of these so that I don't have to subtract 4 times. 30 plus 15 is gonna be 45. So that angle together, the 30 and the 15, if I add those, it's 45. And then this side is gonna be 45 also, right? So from here to here, since this one's 15 and that one's 30, add those together. That means here to here is 45, here to here. Okay, so I'm going to take that whole 180 degrees and subtract the 45s. 45 plus 45 equals your unknown. So I'm taking the whole 180 degrees and subtracting these side pieces, and that'll give me the middle. If you need to on the side, you can stack and add 45 plus 45. I can do that quickly. 5 plus 5 is 10. 8 plus 1 is 9. Okay, so that's 90 degrees that we are subtracting from 180. Maybe you already know that one in your head, but if not, stack them and subtract them. Line up your place values. 0 minus 0 is 0. 18 minus 9 is 9. Okay, so that middle piece there is 90 degrees. I'm not writing full sentences. Sorry about it. You can write a sentence if you want. The center piece of glass is 90 degrees. Star, star. All right, number 3. You can still see it down there. Okay, number 3. A windshield wiper turns through 140 degrees. The window cleaner sprays across 75 degrees. The wiper turns 40 degrees more before it gets to the sprayed area. How many degrees past the sprayed area does the wiper turn? Okay, so the wiper starts right here. So the windshield wiper starts on the bottom and it turns this way and stops over here. The path that it takes, the whole path is 140 degrees. So from start to finish, it goes 140 degrees. Before it starts spraying, it goes 40 degrees. Then it starts spraying right here, spraying all through here, this blue section, which is 75 degrees. We want to figure out what is after the sprayed area, so it stops spraying, and then where does it stop? So what's just this little section, okay? So I know the 40 degrees, I know 75 degrees, I need to figure out what's left if the whole thing together is 140. So I'm taking 140 minus 40 degrees plus 75 degrees. Or if you want, you can add those together first and then just subtract that from 140, but I'm just doing it all in one equation because it looks nice. Okay, on the side I'm adding 40 plus 75. 0 plus 5 is 5. 4 plus 7 is 11. So I need to subtract 115 from 140 next. Bring those down. I just did the part in parentheses. That will be my leftover part. Need to move over a little more. 140 minus 115. Can't do 0 minus 5. I regroup. That's a 3. That's a 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. 3 minus 1 is 2. 1 minus 1 is 0. So 25 degrees equals my unknown. Let's see, that would be option A. Give yourself a star for you got A. So give yourself a star for your work. And at the bottom, we have somebody who chose the wrong answer. Ellen chose D as the correct answer. How did she get that answer? So Ellen thought it was 255 degrees right here. So this little acute angle, somehow she ended up with 255 degrees. So how do you think she got that number? She definitely did not do what we did, because we only ended up with 25 degrees, which is much more reasonable, right? Because it's an acute angle, it needs to be less than 90. So how did she get 255? What did she do to these three numbers to end up with 255? Sorry, I don't know why I keep saying 225. Okay, so figure out what Ellen did, put your answer here, replay the video once you're ready. I'm not gonna tell you what Ellen did, that's for you to figure out. Number 4. Okay. Keith uses a can opener. Each time he twists the knob on the can opener, the opener moves 36 degrees around the lid of the can. Which best describes how open the can is after 5 twists? Whoa. Okay, let me think about this. So he's twisting a can opener. You know when you do that with your hand? The can opener moves just 36 degrees. So around the lid of a can would be a circle. Here's the center. And every time he twists it, if that's where he started at, it would go 36 degrees. Okay? So he turns it once, 36 degrees. Another time, 36 degrees. Another time. So which best describes how open the can is after 5 twists? So if he does it 5 times, is it a 10th open, a 5th open, half open, or completely open? So I'm not going to add 36 plus 36 plus 36 plus 36 plus 36. I'm going to do 36 times 5. That will tell me how many degrees open it is after he's done with 5 twists of the can opener. Okay, so 6 times 5 is 30, and 30 times 5 is 150. Add your partial products. 0 plus 0 is 0, 3 plus 5 is 8. Bring down the 1. So after he does it 5 times, it would be open 180 degrees. 36, 36, 36, 36. Okay, so there, I drew my model. That's where 180 degrees is, because I know, and because she told me over here, 180 degrees is half the circle. So this is all 5 times. He got halfway through the circle. So how open is the can? It would be half open. If it was 360 degrees, if he did it 10 times, that would be 360 degrees, and then it would be completely open. But he only did it 5. Don't know why he only opened half the can. Star for your answer, star for showing your work. Okay, number 5. A tire swing hangs straight down. A child gets on, swings forward 50 degrees, swings back 95 degrees. How many degrees forward must the swing go to return to its starting position? Okay, so you start right here on the swing. You go forward 50 degrees, and then back from here 95 degrees. And then how far forward do you have to go to get back to the beginning? So we're looking for this green angle. But we know the full thing is 95, and we know this section, this part of it, is 50. So to find the rest of it, we're just doing 95 minus 50. Okay, we take the full part minus the part we know, and that'll give us the part we're missing. 5 minus 0 is 5. 9 minus 5 is 4. That's it. Look at all that space for such a quick problem. Remember how to fill out these bubble grids? We haven't done one of those in a while. I haven't been in our workbooks since we started doing this. So remember, you fill out the, oh my goodness. Clearly it's been a while since we've done this. Looking at the wrong column. There we go, 45. Holy cow. Okay, and then I know that I taught my class how to use these, and I taught you wrong. I thought that these were just like, oh yeah, there's nothing in these are all blank. So you put these like just blank dots. Those are actually decimals. So if your answer was like 4.25. That's your decimal, 4 and 25 hundredths. That's actually your decimal. So what if you're coloring in all of those, that would actually mean like decimal, 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 decimal 45, which isn't anything. So what we actually do is the zeros right there, because there's nothing in those place values. So you fill out the 0. We learn something new every day. Star for your answer. All right, next page. Last page. Okay, number 6. Okay, these are tricky just because they look kind of crazy and messy, but they're not so bad because we know that all the way around, like if I started here, drew a circle all the way around, the full thing always has to add up to 360 degrees. Okay, if it's all the way around like this, if it's like, here's a section, here, 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 okay, that would be one circle, which is 360 degrees. So I need to figure out, are these angle measurements given in this diagram? Okay, so they're combining different things is what that means. First, I should figure out what this missing one is, because there's one section here, one angle, that they didn't tell you what it is. So I need to figure out that first. To do that, I need to add up all 4 of these and then subtract that sum from 360. Okay, so on the side, in my margin over here, I'm gonna add all those. 160, 40, 65, 25. Okay, so 0 plus 0 plus 5 plus 5 is 10. All right, now this is where there's so many of them, so you should use your fingers or group them. Right here I see a 10, so I'm gonna do 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 6 is 16, plus 2 more is 18, plus 1 is 19. So I just forgot what I said. 10, 18, 19. 19. Carry the 1. Regroup. 1 plus 1 is 2. So from here, this 160, 40, 65, 25 is 290. But to find this one, obviously, it's not going to be 290. I need to subtract that from 360. So move over a little more. 360, the full circle, minus all the measurements we know. So 0 minus 0 is 0. I can't do 6 minus 9. I need to regroup. Okay, 16 minus 9 is 70. 2 minus 2. So this one right here is 70 degrees. Okay, so now I need to go through and look and see, is there an angle here that is one of these, basically, okay? And it might not be one that's obvious. You might have to add some of these to make up these numbers, okay? The one that is obvious is that 70 that we just figured out, so yes, 70 is in there because, look, it's right there. But the other ones, like 225, I don't see anything that says 225, but can you add any of these numbers together to make 225? Same thing for 265. Can you combine any of those to make 265? Same with 320, same with 90. Okay, so I'll just do one as an example for you, and then you'll do the rest because I already showed you where 70 is in there, okay? Like 90. Okay, is 90 in here? I don't see a 90, but can we add anything together to make 90? Just looking at it, 70 plus the 25, that would be too big. That would be 95 degrees. Okay, what about 65 plus 25? Can I add these two together to make 90? 5 plus 5 is 10. 6 plus 1 plus 2 is 9. So this angle and this angle together would make 90. So yeah, 90 is in there. Okay, so you need to check the rest of these. I will give you another hint. There's only one no. The rest of them, the other 4, are yeses. Okay, so you should only have 1 no somewhere and 4 yeses. I already gave you 2 of the yeses. Okay? All right, number 7. Oh, looks like we can't do number 7. Yes, we can. Okay, so they give us this super cool shape. they say the measure of one angle is given in the figure below. So here to here is 110 degrees. It says use a protractor to measure angle A, and then without measuring angle B, what's the measure of it? But I can just tell you because over here I have the answers. So I know what the answer is here. But what if I just tell you that this is 40 degrees? Just A is 40 degrees. Then how do you know what B is without me telling you and without using a protractor? Okay, so we would do 110 minus 40, and that will be B, because the full thing minus this part will be B. Will be B. Okay, 0 minus 0 is 0. 11 minus 4 is 70. 70. Okay, see, so on my answer key, like I don't have a protractor here, I didn't just measure that, right? I just saw that the answer was 70, so if this one is 70, then this one has to be 110 minus 70 would give me that. So I did that in my head and told you guys that was 40, so I just did it backwards. All right, and then the math journal part is yours to solve and to explain, but I can read it for you. Zoom out a tad bit. Okay. Jake wants to make a wooden tabletop in the shape of a circle. Circle. He has 3 pie-shaped pieces of wood. One piece has an angle of 105. I'm gonna draw this. Okay, so if it was a 90-degree angle, it would go straight up, so 105 is a little bigger. Okay, the second has an angle of 135, and the third has an angle of 110. Oh gosh, so I shouldn't have done it like that. We don't know if he can make the circle. That's why you should read the whole problem before you start drawing your model. My bad. So he has another piece. That's the first piece, just that 110. Another piece he has is 135, so that's going to be bigger than that angle. So again, straight up would be 90, but straight over here would be 180, so I'm going to split the difference. That doesn't look any different than that. My bad. 135. Okay, and the third has an angle of 110, so it's going to be just barely bigger than that one. Okay, those are his 3 pieces of wood he has. He wants to put them together to make a circle. Can he use those 3 to make a circle with no gaps, so no spaces once he puts them all together, and nothing that overlaps? So do those 3 equal exactly 360 degrees? Because that's what a circle is, right? So add them up, figure out if he can use those pieces to make a perfect circle, and explain why or why not. And that's it for that whole lesson. Then you're done. We aren't doing the quiz because, you know, you're not at school, so you can celebrate that at least, but you'll be getting your new packets and there will be work all about adding, subtracting angles in it. So enjoy that. Hopefully see you guys on a Zoom call soon. Bye.